The Rookie is no stranger to danger, but while some characters met their end, others came terrifyingly close and somehow survived. In this video, we're going over the most intense near-death moments in the show. One of the most harrowing moments in The Rookie comes in Season 2, Episode 11, titled Day of Death. Officer Lucy Chen, one of the most beloved characters on the show, is kidnapped by Caleb Wright, the apprentice of serial killer Rosalind Dyer. The setup is terrifying. Caleb drugs Lucy and takes her to a remote house where he tattoos DOD January 29th, 19, standing for Date of Death, on her abdomen. It's a gruesome message that he plans to kill her that same day. After a failed escape attempt, he forces her into a sealed barrel, drives her into the woods, and buries her alive. There's no dramatic music, no backup arriving just in time, just silence, dirt, and the sound of Lucy slowly losing air. While the LAPD scrambles to find her, Lucy starts to break. She hallucinates. She sings to herself. She starts saying goodbye. It's arguably the darkest psychological moment the show has ever portrayed. Back at headquarters, Nolan and Bradford lead the charge to find her, using what little intel they have. The turning point comes when Bradford remembers a small detail. A ring Lucy managed to toss from the barrel just before being buried. It leads him to the exact spot. He digs her out with his bare hands, pulls her limp body from the barrel, and starts CPR. She's unresponsive until she gasps for air, barely alive but alive. Tim Bradford is known as one of the toughest officers in The Rookie, but his journey nearly ended before it truly began. In Season 1, Episode 1, titled Pilot, Tim returns to duty after a personal leave and is assigned a new rookie, Lucy Chen. During a routine patrol, Tim and Lucy respond to a burglary in progress. As they approach the scene, they're ambushed by the suspect. In the ensuing confrontation, Tim is shot and critically wounded. The situation is dire, and Lucy, despite being a rookie on her first day, must act swiftly to save her training officer's life. Lucy's quick thinking and decisive action are pivotal. She manages to call for backup and administers first aid, stabilizing Tim until paramedics arrive. This incident not only cements Lucy's place in the department, but also showcases the unpredictable dangers officers face daily. Tim's recovery is arduous, and the shooting leaves a lasting impact on him, both physically and mentally. It serves as a stark reminder of the risk inherent in law enforcement and the importance of trust and teamwork between officers. This early brush with death sets the tone for Tim's character development throughout the series, highlighting his resilience and dedication to duty. In The Rookie, few characters are as fearless and composed as Nyla Harper, but even she wasn't prepared for what happened in Season 7, Episode 4, titled Darkness Falling. The LAPD arrests a known serial killer named Harrison Novak, who leads them to the burial site of his victims. But when the team starts digging, they uncover far more bodies than expected. And even Novak is shocked.
I didn't bury anyone over there.
It doesn't take long for them to realize that a second killer has been copying Novak's methods, hiding his victims among Novak's to stay undetected. That revelation sends Harper and Detective Lopez to Westview Psychiatric Hospital, where Novak spent time as a teenager. While searching the grounds, Harper notices a familiar green tarp near an abandoned building, the same kind of tarp used to wrap the bodies. Ignoring protocol, they decide to investigate on their own. Inside, Harper finds a bloodied hostage and urges Lopez to get him to safety. She stays behind to search for the suspect, but it's a trap. The killer ambushes her and injects her with a paralytic agent, leaving her completely unable to move. Harper radios that she can't feel her legs, and it's clear she's helpless. Alone and unable to defend herself, she's at the mercy of a silent killer who's already claimed over a dozen lives. Just in time, Lopez returns and finds Harper collapsed but alive. Backup is on the way, and the killer flees. Had Lopez arrived even a minute later, Harper could have been his next victim. Angela Lopez was supposed to have the happiest day of her life, but instead, it became a nightmare. In the Season 3 finale, titled Threshold, Angela is kidnapped on the day of her wedding by cartel leader Sandra La Fiera de la Cruz. The timing isn't random. Angela had previously taken down members of La Fiera's operation, and now the Queenpin wants revenge, and Angela's unborn baby. As Angela disappears, panic spreads. Her partner, Jackson West, is killed trying to protect her, and by the time anyone realizes what's happened, she's already gone, taken all the way to Guatemala. In Season 4, Episode 1, Life and Death, Angela wakes up imprisoned in La Fiera's jungle compound. She's battered, isolated, and weeks away from giving birth. La Fiera makes her twisted plan clear. She'll raise Angela's child as her own and kill Angela afterward. Back in LA, Angela's fiancé, Wesley Evers, makes a desperate deal with a criminal to find her. With help from the LAPD, he tracks her down and leads a covert rescue mission into cartel territory. As chaos erupts, Angela is grazed by a bullet during a shootout, but she fights back, shooting La Fiera and ending the cartel's grip once and for all. She's rescued just in time. After returning home, Angela safely gives birth to her son, naming him Jackson in honor of her fallen partner. It's one of the darkest and most emotional storylines in the entire series, and a defining moment for one of the toughest detectives in The Rookie. Aaron Thorsen had no idea his life would change forever after game night. In the Season 5 finale, titled Under Siege, he and fellow rookie Selena Juarez are walking home after a relaxing evening of Dungeons & Dragons. But the calm is shattered when they hear a strange noise and decide to check it out. As they split up, masked attackers leap from the shadows. Selena is knocked unconscious in a single blow, and Aaron he's ambushed, cornered, and shot in the chest at point-blank range. When Selena regains consciousness, she finds Aaron lying on the pavement, bleeding out, gasping for air. She can't do anything. She's not even sure if he's alive. Backup arrives and Aaron is rushed to the hospital. The wound is critical. He flatlines on the table, and surgeons work frantically to bring him back. For hours, his survival is touch and go. Selena refuses to leave his side. She tells him to fight. She reminds him how he saved their campaign earlier that night, like a real hero. It's a moment of raw vulnerability, made even more heartbreaking by how powerless she is to help him now. And just when it seems he might pull through, the monitors start beeping. A code blue is called. Selena watches helplessly as doctors rush in again. Aaron Thorsen, one of the most promising rookies on the force, is left literally fighting for his life as the screen cuts to black. John Nolan has faced danger before, but never like this. In Season 3, Episode 5, titled Lockdown, a routine call spirals into one of the tensest moments in the entire series. Nolan responds to a traffic accident involving a delivery truck, only to be ambushed and handcuffed inside the vehicle. That's when he realizes the truth. The man behind the wheel isn't a victim. He's a suicidal bomber, armed with a dead man's switch and enough explosives to destroy half a city block. The suspect demands the release of a prisoner, threatening to detonate the bomb if he's not obeyed. And to make matters worse, he's terminally ill, with nothing left to lose. Locked inside the truck, Nolan has to keep the man calm and alive, because if the suspect lets go of the trigger, everyone dies. When the bomber begins to lose consciousness, Nolan literally keeps him awake just to delay the explosion. But Nolan isn't just stalling. Using Morse code, he starts tapping on the inside of the truck, alerting his team outside to what's happening. Every second counts, and one wrong move could kill them all. In the final moments, Nolan breaks free from his cuffs. The bomber notices and raises his weapon, but Nolan doesn't flinch. He calmly talks the man down and persuades him to surrender. The standoff ends without a shot fired. Nolan steps out of the truck to applause from the LAPD, having defused a crisis from inside the bomb. Bailey Noon answers a routine call to an abandoned house. But in Season 5, Episode 4, titled The Choice, that call becomes the worst moment of her life. While investigating the site with her fire crew, the floor collapses beneath her. She drops into a sealed chamber, and the moment she looks up, the words, "Got you," are scrawled on the wall. She's trapped. At first, it seems like a freak accident, but Bailey quickly realizes it's a trap set by Rosalind Dyer, and she's not getting out easily. The chamber is loaded with booby traps. An electrified grate above shocks her every time she gets near. Spikes rise from the floor. A pipe begins flooding the tank, and to make it worse, a chemical powder starts dripping in, one that ignites on contact with water. Barely able to move, Bailey calls Nolan, who rushes to the scene and begins coordinating rescue efforts. But before he can help, Rosalind calls him directly. She tells him to leave the site, ditch his gear, and meet her, or Bailey dies. Nolan vanishes, following Rosalind's instructions, while the team scrambles to save Bailey. Lopez, Harper, and Thorsen work with agents to track the trap's designer, while Lucy and Bradford discover the mechanical base beneath the tank. With time running out, they manage to disable a hidden motion sensor and finally reach Bailey, just seconds before the chamber becomes a death trap. Soaked, trembling, and nearly electrocuted, Bailey survives, but only barely. Jackson might have died later on in the series, but fans thought it would happen much sooner than it did. In Season 3, Episode 5, titled Lockdown, Jackson is paired with Doug Stanton, a training officer whose policing style is aggressive and racially biased. The tension between them has been building for episodes, and it all explodes here. Stanton and Jackson respond to a disturbance call at Manor Ridge Apartments, a complex known for gang activity. Stanton sends Jackson in alone despite knowing the risk. Inside, Jackson is ambushed by multiple men, pinned down and brutally beaten. The most chilling part? Stanton watches it happen. He stays back, does nothing, and walks away, leaving Jackson to be possibly killed by the group. Luckily, backup arrives. Bradford, Chen, and other officers storm the building and find Jackson, bloodied and barely conscious. But Jackson's not just a victim. He's smart. He had quietly activated Stanton's body camera before entering the building. The footage captures everything. Stanton's inaction and the life-threatening assault he let happen. The video sparks an internal investigation. Stanton is placed on leave, and Jackson's courage is praised by the department. This moment showed what Jackson stood for: integrity, bravery, and a willingness to speak out, even when it nearly cost him his life. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.